Cheers.
One more time.
You hear that? If we're not having fun, we're not doing it right.
Even acoustically, this thing just is phenomenal. Very resonant. Definitely the choice woods that they used on here are phenomenal. I got the off their website, Gibson's website, some of the statistics that they do. You know, they talk about the heart of the wood, and really what that is a reverse burst. So instead of naturally your Les Pauls having this darker outside edge and a lighter inside, the reverse burst is actually, of course, the opposite. So you have the darker in the center that then, of course, goes out to the lighter, and then, of course, back into the standard dark. Cherry burst is what I would call it. Definitely, it's not a tobacco. It does have a more of a red tint. And then, of course, the custom buckers that are in here. Of course, I'm biased because I play number 2. That's the one I've always had and the one I just always gravitate toward. And it is, it's become my home for PAF sound. I like it. They're not high output. They're not super low, I guess. I mean, I don't know what the outputs are. I guess I should have measured these to tell you, but I don't know. This one, I do think the pickups in this one, and it very well could be just the strings that I had on at the time. I think I was using Gibson's pure nickel, and that's what's on number 2. And I think those strings die quick for me. Ernie balls definitely do best. And when I did an A-B comparison of the 2 guitars before, it's to me sounded like one just had a little bit of a more airy or openness to it versus number 2, which I kind of liked, but I can't sell number 2. That's just not going anywhere. But yeah, so the pickups are the custom buckers. And it says here, genuine 59 hardware, so you've got the nickel-plated Tune-O-Matic bridge and lightweight aluminum stop bar, which you can hear deliver a ton of sustain. It's got the one-piece fingerboard, okay, which is really nice because a lot of your newer, more modern guitars in Gibson too, they're jumping to 2 and 3 pieces, probably just due to being able to harvest the wood. It does have the 59 neck profile, full round 59 neck for that authentic vintage burst feel. That's what they say on there. And then a really cool little thing there is the is picking it up. The commemorative medallion. Metal Southern Rock Tribute switch cavity cover. And you know, they give you a plastic one, like your black plastic one, that matches the control cavity as well. So you could put the black plastic one on there if you wanted to. I left mine on, thought it was cool. It does weigh a little bit more, so if you are really trying to lighten the whole Les Paul up, you could get rid of the metal medallion and just put the plastic one back on. They've got an aged reverse burst and a vintage old stock reverse burst. I have the vintage old stock reverse burst, which the guys up at Gibson told me it's basically like if somebody had a 1959 Les Paul and they kept it in the case under their bed and it stayed there for 30 years without even opening the case, and then somebody opened it, this is what one might look like or be real close to, where you have a dinge on some of the metal parts. Some of the screws actually have a little bit of rust forming on them, and you can see that's prevalent here. And the headstock, you can see some of the screws up here as well are starting to rust or change color, tarnish just a little. And then the body itself, it's got this like a hue to it, almost like a haze over the top of the paint, and that has to do with the nitrocellulose finish. They did use aniline dye on the back, and on number 2, I play it all the time. I should get that out. You can see the aniline dye is actually leaking into the Ivoroid binding all around the guitar, mostly the top part of the neck here and the bottom part, and right around the top edge here. And because I play mostly sitting right here, you can see where the aniline dye is just kind of getting melted into, or not melted, but it's changing the colors of the bindings. And so here's number 2, and you can see how the aniline dye is leaking or staining the Ivoroid binding on the outside edge along the fingerboard, top and bottom, and mostly up top here, because like I said, I play sitting, so it's starting to go into the binding or leach in there. You can see where it rests on my leg right here. But for the most part, it's just the neck. So with number 1, I guess even sitting in the case, you can see that some of that aniline dye is sort of going into it, or staining it, if you will. But you can see here with 1 and 2 being on the top, 1 on the bottom, the difference in the aniline dye from me playing this one as opposed to the other one just sitting in the case. Well, number 1 sitting in the case. So as I say goodbye to number 1, I always know I've got 2 here, and that's okay. Dixie is her name. Number 2 has become Dixie. She's earned a name. Why are guitars girls? I don't know. This one is, that's for sure. I should name one. Help me pick a name out for this Sir vintage white ash body maple neck guitar that I just got. If your name is chosen, we will give you a shout out. So please leave it in the comments. Who knows? Anyways, teach to their own. But if you got any questions on these particular guitars, I'm no expert, but I just know that this one plays sweet. I've played a couple of other R9s that, and I'm sure like any guitar manufacturer, there's going to be duds or whatever, but they didn't speak to me like this one did for me, as I'm sure you all have your own guitars that speak to you. But yeah, any questions, leave them in the comments, please. And please like, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell. Smash the bell, bell it yo, touch the bell, whatever you want to, just hit that bell back there. You'll get notifications from us. If you dug this video, please hit the like button. If you didn't, please hit the like button. Subscribe, and if you have a comment, leave it in the comment section. If you got any questions, hey, I'm no expert, but I like to talk guitars, and these guys rock. So anyhow, give me a shout. All right, thanks a lot. Please like, subscribe, bell it, yo. Cheers.
Hey, thanks for checking out our videos at Shopfield Music. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and bell it, yo. Cheers.